A bullet guy becomes the strongest by getting the powers of another world. Yu is fully aware of the people who consider him an outcast, but still he wants to assist the people with his ugly and fetish look. In the next scene, Yu listens to the screams of a girl calling for help. He realizes 3 people are forcing her to drink with them. When Yu steps in to help the girl, the scoundrels start making fun of his appearance. After humiliating words, they beat him hard. Then the police arrive, and scoundrels rush away while going home. His grandfather's words resound in his ears. He is giving him a lesson in assisting fragile people. In his past, he was constantly bullied at the hands of people. Because of his ugly appearance, even he was compelled to put off his clothes, and other students made fun of him. The story doesn't end in this because his parents also show hatred toward him. The reason for their hatred was his ugliness, and his other siblings were beautiful. When he reaches middle school, they put him inside the trash and enjoy his miserable condition. In this heartbreaking situation, his grandfather proves sun ray in the darkness. One day, his grandfather passed away before dying. His grandfather gave him all his savings in the house, but his parents wanted to have it. However, his grandfather had already managed everything in their resentment. His parents have decided to disown them. To survive in this world, he has to do a part-time job. On graduation day, everybody is pleased, but the scoundrels have composed hurting words. In his books, they mention his overweight, ugly looks, and being abandoned by his parents. After reading this, he rushed from there, but the molesters didn't allow him. They halt him on the ground, and Yuya was pleading them to leave him because he has to reach his job at an accurate time. Instead of realizing his unfortunate situation, they have started beating him hard. After being knocked down by his fellows, he reaches his part-time job. But they fire him for not reaching the right time and have hired another person. After reaching home, his eyes reveal his distress. By overwhelming despair and hopelessness, he punches into the mirror. His hand has become injured and his heart is aching. Just then, his center of attention is grasped by the mysterious door. As he dares to open it, a screen pops up in front of him. It reveals to him another world where he can gain many skills. It discloses that he can learn these skills because he owns this house. The screen mentions cash out, transfer skills, and other complicated features. Also, Yui checks out his level, which is the only one looking at the screen. He knows his level and points will increase. After acquiring the basic information, he has decided to figure out where he is. He looks at the paper on the table's surface, but he's unable to understand the language that belongs to another world. The system allows him to read this language that opens the door to pleasure. The owner of this other world has passed, and whoever found this place has become the owner. In addition, all accessories belong to the current owner. After scrutinizing the weapons, he selected the full sword. A single strike is enough to take the life of his opponents. Here he has begun practicing. Yu falls to the ground when he trying to do his single blow with this dangerous weapon. Soon he has learned it because he is in another world that makes everything possible and easier. One by one, he has tried out all the weapons that can even eliminate God. Just then he notices someone. Then he finds a giant over here to satisfy his hunger for blood. You are terrified enough to death. Olga roots out the tree and tries to attack it, but it proved useless. On the other hand, Yua has a spear that never misses his prey and comes back after killing the opponent. Although his body is shivering, he throws the spear. By gathering his courage, Yua is watching the monster in shock because the spear has made a huge hole in his stomach and has taken his life. When the ogre has died, the screen again appears in front of him, revealing the status of 100 level. As a reward, the org's weapons belong to him. When he moves, the status window opens and a huge amount falls on the ground. His reward has turned into money. Yuga has to work hard to satisfy his hunger, but this other world has made his life easier. Even in a day at night, he watches a dream of transforming his muscles and feeling acute pain. The following morning, when he wakes up, he realizes that his clothes had loosened up. His tummy has to turn into 6 packs, and his chubby face changes into a sharp jawline and handsome face. The system provides royal silk trouser and royal silk shirts that can be adjusted according to the owner's body structure. After that, he moves to another world yard, where he discovers that the previous owner has grown a garden of plants. But these are not ordinary plants and vegetables because they are magical surprise to see it. He decides to take care of the garden while watering the plants. He listens to the breathtaking voice of the Hell Slime monster. Hell Slime's monster level is 200. He throws the spear in the direction of Hell Slime. That has caused his death further. His level has increased to 150. The most important thing that grabs his attention is the Black Moon necklace. This necklace will help boost Mona, so he wears it. Increasing his hotness again, Cash Out has given him an amount in exchange for these valuable assets. With this money, he has gone to grab a uniform from coming classes. Also, he spends this time exploring another world that gives him hope and pleasure. While returning, he hears the footsteps of a potent goblin. He easily dodges the goblin's attacks and kills him with his spear. Still, one thing is tormenting him. What will happen tomorrow? He's the strongest one in the other world. But in the real world, how he will face those scoundrels. The following morning, he moves to the school. Everyone is astonished to see this handsome man when he arrives at the classroom. Those scoundrels await him. Yu informs them that he is the student whom they bully, but they are not ready to believe it because this handsome and tall guy can't be Yu, yeah. Out of confusion, Yuha runs to the toilet and watches his face in the mirror. He has started screaming because the person in the mirror is not who he is used to see. He leaves the school because he is unsure of what to do while simply strolling. He passes a lovely girl and she confirms that he is Yua, the same person who has shielded her from roadside thieves. He was recognizable to Carrie due to his eye. She also expresses gratitude for protecting her from scoundrels. That girl asks him to attend Alcea Academy to study. The famous Alcea Academy and its reputation are well known to Yuga. Carrie, a student council member at Alcea Academy, is introduced to her. Carrie has informed her father of the tragic incident that occurred and how Yu rescued her. Therefore, Yu's father, who also serves as chairman of the Sei Institute, is eager to see him. Yu has lost confidence in himself due to the humiliation he endured because of his tiny height, fetish appearance, and terrible appearance throughout his youth. Therefore, he declines to enroll and believes having someone else at the academy who is more intelligent than him would be a great idea. Other classmates are overhearing the discussion and they are raging with resentment. These classmates also want to join, but Carrie came to you as school after finishing her research. She rejects other applicants because of their poor moral standards. She takes his hand and leads him to her enormous mansion, an Alcea Academy building. The chairman welcomes Yu to the Alcea Academy and expresses his gratitude to Yuya for protecting his daughter from criminals. He also extends Yuya. Welcome to the Alcea Academy. The generous offer to assist Yu with his schooling causes him some discomfort. He explains why a half-wit youngster is admitted to such an institute. Here, the brightest minds in the world educate all the geniuses. Chairman has a different conception of what makes a brilliant mind. He thinks Yu is born with unique abilities, and comparing it to anyone would be unfair. You will overhear as chairman speaking to his grandfather. He tells you to take things carefully since he will rapidly adopt them. Just then someone arrives in the office. Suwa works as a scientist and teacher at Alcea Academy. She smiles in response to each kind word chairman says about her. However, Yui stops at the classroom door. He is more hesitant than ever to start a new class. Also, Yuha then recalls chairman's advice to accept each change. Gradually, he musters up the courage. Suddenly, Suwa shouts for Yuha to enter the classroom. He quickly, intensely introduces himself to the class. However, the fact that he is gorgeous surprises the girls in the class. She instructs him to sit next to a window after the introduction, and he sits next to Hyoto. Hyoto, whether he's comfortable in the class, Yu, who is attending the lectures, has discovered that they gives him her book after realizing he is missing it. On the other hand, Carrie is concerned about coursework is comparable to what he studied in high school. The teacher's relationships with the pupils have drawn the most excellent attention to him. Beautiful girls in the class approach him after class. He must learn how to reply to all of their inquiries. A boy unexpectedly appears to assist him. He calls himself Rio and is a handsome man. He invites you to go with him to the cafeteria. The canteen at the school is different from the cafeteria. Not only is the food of a very high caliber, but they can also purchase it for a significant discount. He observes that many people are looking at him as they are eating. Students may be observing him because of his distinctive clothing, but his friends refuse the idea. Others are drawn to him by his charm and excellent appearance. He gets astonished after viewing the game from his fellow's back. This academy has the unusual feature of allowing people to bring their gadgets as long as they don't use them in class. The chairman again invites Yua to his office later on that day. He does not consider himself deserving to attend a prestigious institution like this. The chairman cheers him up and encourages him once more. Yua is eager to enroll in Al's Academy. After hearing this, Carrie inquires as he strolls down the hallway of the academy regarding his decision to remain or depart. He admits to enrolling in the academy. She also takes him to the street, food and delight. Apart from this, Yua continues to be perplexed by Jose's desire to be with him. Hojo, who can read minds, informs him that other classmates shy away from her because of her particular family history. Additionally, Yu wishes to consume the entire meal but refrains from doing so out of fear of reverting to the old Yu's identity. To change his mind, he asks how she has recognized him. She reveals that it is simply because he has the same innocent eyes. They eat off of one another's platters. Because Carrie is so delighted, they appear to be the ideal couple. He gets ready to enter the other realm at night by putting on his armor here. He battles the beast here. After destroying it, he gathers each rare thing into the magical box. He then checks his level on the slide, which has significantly increased since the most recent battle. He has completed level 235, but by battling the demons who live in the hole beyond the fence, he hopes to advance to higher levels. Yua climbs over the fence and cringes as he witnesses the beasts cutting down numerous guys. Their bodies have been brutally murdered unexpectedly. A level 200 goblin appears in front of him. When the goblin first appears, a girl is seated. He's astounded to learn that there are similar people in another world. He attacks the goblin and executes a few lethal blows to kill him. When he receives a slam from behind from another gigantic goblin, he flies, grabs his arrow, and bows from the magical square. After retrieving a magic sword from the cube, he kills the goblin. The condition of the girl is poor. When Yu approaches the girl, she faints. Scene changes when Yua is at home and thinking about whether this strikingly beautiful chick is okay. But he knows that her soldiers will carry her, so he shouldn't worry about her. He has decided to have new clothes as he's ironing the clothes for this purpose. He moves to mall where people look at him with open mouths, inspired by his personality. They are whispering about him. Due to people are looking at him, he is embarrassed. His main priority is to finish his shopping and return home. In this mall, a director is waiting for his model, but his model always remains late, and he admonishes the manager to call him. As a result, he is unable to manage to contact him. Even Miyu, the stunning model, is waiting for him and has no objection, tired of his behavior. Hikaru wants to hire a random person for this job while shopping. Some girls arrive and offer to go with them, but he has rejected them humbly. Just then, director's eyes catch him, and he offers him to have a shoot of a boyfriend who takes her shopping to help them. He agrees, and they start clicking the pictures with Miyu. The director is so much happy and wants to have odd pictures, but Yu is uncomfortable and tries to maintain a distance between them. Just then, director gives him instructions to change the place, and he gives orders to Miyu for closeness. By clicking the picture, she has got closer, and sweat appears on his head as watching his curving figure. As they have captured the pictures they want, they give them a break for a while. Scene changes to a princess who is in a miserable condition. She has awoken and wants to go to the forest to meet her hero for this purpose. She heads to the demonic forest that is highly dangerous. Even her soldiers forbid her to do so. But she is a tomboy girl who doesn't care about danger. With the help of her soldiers, she moves to the forest but doesn't want to go while sitting in an isolated place. Yu shares that it's his first time and has no experience with it. Even the model's profession is beyond his world. However, it was a good experience for him just then. He inquires her why she has chosen this field. Yu informs him that her father always remains busy to get the attention. She has started this work. She loves when people send her letter and loves her a lot new. When you are spending quality time and director utilizes this opportunity, he clicks their pictures where they are smiling. In the meantime, the actual model has arrived and people are excited to watch him. When he arrives, he expects Miyu to say hello to him. Contrarily, she doesn't, and he pins her to the wall and asks her the reason for not doing so. Yuya doesn't think it appropriate, so he tries to stop him in the response. This model is going to punch his face, but he needs to find out whom he is messing with. Yu holds him by the hand and dashes him to the ground. Also, he has easily dodged, and if his movement could be faster for him, that's strange. Yu has harmed the model who is favored of the people. It might be possible that people will hate him. On the contrary, they have changed their hero and fall in love with Yuya. Director has made his video to avoid creating further trouble. Also, thanks Yu for protecting her because this model constantly torments her. The model has fled from here, and the director apologizes to Miyu for not caring for her. Just then, director gives him the offer to join this industry, but he is not ready to do this because this profession is different from his expectations, so he is not ready to work with them. Director has purchased many clothes for him as a reward. Also, Miyu shows her interest in working with him in the future. When he returns home, he returns to the demonic forest for hunting. Here, soldiers are being knocked down by goblins. Recently, Yuga has arrived by giving the heroic entry. He has killed all the goblins with the entire sword inspired by him. Princess gets close to him and he proposes here. Yua is shocked. Scene changes. When another director has gained the pictures of Yua, she tells her subordinates to find him because she wants to hire him as a model. Watch this video and subscribe to Annie.